Yo, what's up? It's Zimi. I'm back with another video, but this time we're doing things a little bit different. Normally, I only post cinematic videos or short films or stuff like that, but this time I wanted to give you guys more of an insight of how I work and some behind the scenes of how I create an entire commercial for a client. So we're gonna talk about this little thing, the brand new DJI Pocket 2. So a couple months ago, DJI reached out and they asked me if I would be down to create a 1-minute video to show people what I could create with this tiny little camera. So obviously I said yes, and then I went to work, and then when everything was done, we posted the video on social medias, and many people didn't even believe that I shot everything with this little DJI Pocket 2. I had even comments on Facebook, YouTube, or Instagram, or whatever, people saying that some scenes were shot with a drone, or some other scenes were even shot with a red camera. So this is why I thought it would be pretty interesting to show you guys actually how it worked, and the whole process of going from nothing to an entire 1-minute video entirely shot with this little Pocket 2. Alright, so the first thing I did even before receiving the camera is I sat down, I took a piece of paper, and I started brainstorming my ideas. So what was I going to shoot? I didn't want to tell any like crazy story or anything. What I really wanted is to find some really cool activities to do and environments to shoot, to mix them all up and come up with a 1-minute video that would look really sick visually. So in this video, I'm gonna take you guys with us on this entire shoot, go to all of these crazy locations and show you guys how I shot everything, how I thought of everything, and how I used this little Pocket 2 to come up with this 1-minute video. So let's start off with the first scenes. So we just made it to our first shooting location. We are at the local university. We found a pretty dope building. So here we're gonna shoot the intro. I'm gonna be coming into the shot. We're gonna do some close-up of this little bad boy, so that people can see what the video is actually being filmed with. So yeah, we have 2 of these. So the whole video, like the whole edit, is done only with these Osmo. Now we're gonna use the active track to track this place right here and film from the upper level down, so we can move, and with the tracking it's really gonna keep this place in the center of the frame. It's almost impossible to do the same shot with like a normal gimbal, so this is really good for that kind of shots, so we can really see like the whole area as if it was a drone, but it was actually filmed with a gimbal. There's a cool feature I'm gonna use as well, is the zoom. So it's gonna be in 4K 60, so I can zoom in post, but you can zoom in like twice as much. I don't know like the focal length it is exactly, but that way it's gonna be more zoomed in. You're really gonna have that sort of parallax effect with me and the DJI Pocket being in front of in the middle of the frame, and the whole background like moving super fast. So that's another pretty cool thing. So you got just one lens, but you have the ability to zoom in if needed. So that's pretty cool for parallax effects. All right, so after that we went on to the next spot, which was a pretty sick red staircase. So the first idea was to have the little Osmo Pocket 2 tied to some ropes, and that would go down in the middle of the staircase like this. But unfortunately, we tried everything we could, but the camera kept on rotating on itself like this, so it was just impossible for us to come up with this shot. So the idea was to have just the camera going down straight and then have my subject going down the stairs like this, but we haven't been able to come up with this, so we just had to do some other shots. So in the end I just followed the subject running down the stairs and all of that. I actually still use the rotating shot in the video, just as a super quick flash in between the longer shots. And then from there, the Osmo Pocket was just going to go into the red wall and then enter the next scene. So next spot right here, we're gonna film the smoke grenade scene. We got our subject. The important stuff is that if you stay in the same place with the smoke grenade, like we won't be able to see anything because everything's gonna be covered with smoke. So the game plan is to have my subject, he opens or lights up or whatever, he lights up the smoke grenade, he does just one movement like this to do like a small little cloud. Then he moves backwards, and I'm gonna go through the clouds with the Osmo Pockets to have my transition with the previous scene that was shot in a staircase that is red, so the smoke grenade is gonna be red. So we're gonna go through the wall of the staircase, entering the smoke, and then out of the smoke into the next scene that is gonna be here with the smoke grenade. We've got 3 smoke grenades, so only 3 tries. We need to make it count. And for the Osmo Pocket, so I have 2 of them. I'm gonna hold both of them. One is gonna be in 4K 60, and the other one is gonna be in 1080 at 120 frames per second. I'm not gonna put it at 240, because if I put it at 240, then it's gonna be darker with the shutter speed. So I'm gonna be holding them, like both of them. He's gonna light it up, move backwards, I move forward, and then for the rest of the scene, he's gonna be moving forward the whole way through the tunnel. That way he's gonna always have the smoke behind him, and he's gonna go always through the smoke like this, and I'm gonna move backwards with both of the Osmo Pockets. So yeah, let's see how it looks like. Do it like super close to the camera. The first one, yeah. Okay. So, yeah. So we're at the next spot right now. We've got a pretty insane mountain scenery around here. We're gonna shoot all the Moto scenes around here. So we've got David, he's already stoked about the shots. So let's just start shooting the first scenes of him getting ready on the bike. So my idea is to go from a hyperlapse and then go out of the exhaust pipe. So from the hyperlapse, we're gonna go into the hyperlapse is gonna be kind of inside the exhaust pipe, and we're gonna go out of it to him coming and just jumping on the bike. So let's try this. I'm gonna put the tilt lock mode. That way I'm just gonna be inside the pipe, and if I move like this, the gimbal is gonna stay straight. All right, so you ready, bro? All right, it's recording. You ready, bro? Yeah. Let's go. Dude, I think it's pretty sick. Oh. Yeah, let's do a second one when you do this. I think this one's fine, but yeah, you can still try the other one. Okay, so first I go to the end of the shot, I aim for my composition, so it's looking fine. All right, now moving to the exhaust. All right, you ready? Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so we are done with all the daytime Moto shots when he gets ready and all of that. So now we're gonna leave the bike where it is at the moment. That way I'm gonna be able to do the exact same shot by day and night. So he's gonna turn the lights on. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do just a cut in between. So at the same time as he's going to turn the light on, he's gonna turn to dark. And after that, he's gonna start riding, and we're gonna do all of the riding shots on the road by night with the light. Should look pretty cool, and I'm gonna film from the back of the van. So yeah. What you ain't know about me? Oh yeah, we already won in the next life, so you could listen to my team. Oh yeah, took a couple years for the goddamn word of the trouble. Why? Oh yeah, took on the show going on in my life, and I let you inside. Oh yeah. So we just made it to the next spot right now. It's a pretty sick waterfall. The only thing is that the sun is shining directly on the waterfall, so we cannot really shoot from here, like really in front of the waterfall with the sun in the back, because then the water is all white and the rest is all black. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go behind the waterfall to have the sun going straight into the camera. That way it's gonna do some nice lens flares even with this tiny camera. And I'm gonna use the little wide angle. I just clip it on top like this. That way I can really see the whole waterfall. I can see my subject under it. What I'm gonna do as well is I'm gonna shoot in slow motion, so it's 1080p at 240 frames per second. That way we're really gonna see the water, like the drops and all of that, going down really slowly with the sun hitting straight into the drops, and it should look pretty good. Alright, so another cool feature about this little Osmo Pocket is the fact that you can just rotate it to shoot some vertical shots, and the gimbal is still working the same. Alright, so we're done for the shoot at the waterfall. We've got some pretty insane footage with the water, the light, and the slow motion, so it should look pretty epic. Now we're moving on to the next spot, which is not gonna be in Switzerland, so we're heading over to Tahiti. Well, welcome to French Polynesia. So we just made it to French Polynesia, to the island of Moto to be exact. So we're gonna be staying here for about a month, not only on this island, but we're gonna move to different islands around because we are shooting a documentary about sharks, but also different videos about humpback whales. Because it's whale season right now. Basically, humpbacks, they travel from Antarctica to here and back to there and back here every year. So they feed in Antarctica, and here in French Polynesia, they give birth to the babies and they also mate. So this is the season right now, whales are around, so I wanted to take advantage of it and shoot some stuff with this little bad boy right here. So if you didn't know yet, you can go underwater with this little thing. There's a underwater housing that is available. So basically you have a 4K 60 frames per second underwater gimbal. How sick does that sound? So I cannot wait to try this little thing. The plan is to shoot some reef sharks, some freediving, stingrays, but mainly, as I said, humpback whales, because I really want some humpback whales footage in this DJI video to conclude the video on like the most insane shots possible. So I'm gonna be filming all of the underwater stuff at 4K, 60 frames per second. Why 4K? Because I want the best quality possible always. And why 60 frames per second? Because these are wild animals. You never know what to expect. You don't know if they're gonna pass by like super fast or if they're gonna stay around or whatever. So I always want to be able to slow the footage down. So at 60 frames per second, I can slow it down by 50%, which is already pretty good. So yeah, I cannot wait to see how this little thing goes underwater and try this out. Alright, so now a little insight of how to take this little thing underwater. So this is what the underwater housing looks like. So you basically just open it up and you put the Osmo inside like this. Then you close the housing. Like this, and then you have just the screen here and two buttons. One to like recenter the stabilizer and switch between different modes, and the other one to record. The cool thing about it is that you have a GoPro mount on it, so you can basically use this housing with any like basic GoPro accessory. So if you want to use it alone, you can like put it on the stick like this, just as you would use a GoPro, or you can also like put it, so this is my main camera I use underwater, so I can put it on top here. I just stick a GoPro mount on it, so I can just put the Osmo on top of it. That way I can either take photos with it, record with the Osmo, or take like different videos at different focal length or different settings, which is pretty cool. So yeah, that's about it for in the water. Compared to a GoPro, I would say this is not the same use. GoPro is more action, but this thing is a lot more cinematic. The color science is a lot better than the GoPro. You have like a sort of D-log profile on it. So afterwards in the editing, you can edit the colors a lot better than the GoPro. What else? The 4K 60 is super dope, and the game changer is really the stabilizer. So even if you're shooting in the waves, like this afternoon we were shooting whales in the waves. So I had the Pocket 2 mounted on my main camera, so I was filming with both cameras, and you can clearly see that the Osmo footage is super stable and the camera footage is super shaky because of the waves. So this is super cool, and then even if it's shaky just a little bit, you have the 60 frames per second, so you can slow the footage down to make it even less shaky. So yeah, this thing is super versatile, and yeah, I really love it for underwater. This is super dope. All right, so that's about it for this little video. I hope you enjoyed seeing how I created this little DJI commercial using nothing but this little tiny camera. And I also hope that you've been able to see what you can actually do with such a little tiny camera. It actually fits in your pocket, so it's pretty amazing. But yeah, I'll try to do more of these videos. So if you want to see any special behind the scenes or any kind of tutorials on whatever you want to learn, or see how I work or anything, let me know in the comments down below. And make sure to subscribe if you wanna be updated with the upcoming videos. And yeah, that's about it. See you on the next one. Woo!